The Black Death, also often called the Plague, was a pandemic of disastrous proportions that is said to have killed up to 50% of the European population by the end of the 1300s. Spread by fleas that lived on infected black rats living near population centers, the plague quickly spread throughout the human population. Symptoms were flu-like, with headache, high fever, lethargy, and severe swollen lymph glands, but also coughing of blood was common, making transmission of the bacterium airborne, allowing it to spread much faster than fleas. The first symptoms showed within 3 days after infection, and 80% of those infected died within 5 days after the onset. According to some scholars, the Black Death spread so quickly because the bacterium causing it had become airborne, spreading to the lungs, resulting in pneumonia. By the year 1400, the plague had taken an estimated 150 million souls. In 1348, the plague made its way to England, where it soon ravaged the population. The family of William Haynes was one of those affected. However, unlike most, the Haynes family would be spared the mortal consequences of the horrible disease. But though the family would all survive, the psychological ordeal they experienced that year would endure for the rest of their lives. The Robert Haynes family consisted of Robert, his wife, Elizabeth, and 2 daughters, Amelia and Nolly. Amelia, being the youngest, was 10 years old when the plague came to their home. Her older sister, Nolly, was 13 and the only family member stricken with the horrible disease. Nolly soon became gravely ill, with symptoms so severe she was bedridden after only 3 days of contracting the illness. She had a high fever that would not break, shortness of breath, severe sweating, and was coughing blood. The family braced itself for the inevitable loss of their oldest daughter. It was during this nearly week-long fight against the disease that Nolly would call out in her agony, describing scenes from her seemingly fever-induced hallucinations, descriptions that her young sister Amelia would later write down as terrifying prophecy. Nolly's parents loved her, but their fear of the plague kept them separated from their daughter. They never entered her room often, only checking on her to see that she was still alive by calling to her through the bedroom door. The burden of taking care of Nolly fell upon her younger sister, Amelia, as she was fearless and insisted on helping her older sister. The following is a summary of Nolly's declarations written by Amelia, who would later explain she believed her sister experienced visions that were prophecy of the apocalypse while suffering under the symptoms of the plague. The story has been passed down from the Haynes family for generations. Help me, help me. Are we alone? I see no one, only the house that is the earth. I should not enter, but alas, there is no other home. Inside is red. No one is inside save one, a man whose back is turned and will not acknowledge me. Sir, I am here. He points away without speaking. Am I to traverse the home? As I travel, I see the walls and floor become gray mist and then take strange forms. The forms are of people and places and people that do not belong. They are tormented, and yet cannot speak or move, and become shapeless in the mist. This place is condemned. The floors, the horrible floors, I see them throughout the mist. They are graves. Thousands lay in shapeless mounds. Others stand at the corners, at the walls. They begin to crumble and fall into the mounds, and are lost. The rooms become places I cannot imagine. I see, yet I dare not presume to recognize. They are legion and far too numerous to count. They are everywhere, all places, and the mist consumes them once again. There are others within the mist, watchers. They do not belong. Their shapes are worse than all the others. They are ancient. Where is the man? Why does he show me this? Why does he not tend to his house? Help me, help me, I am lost with them. Nali would almost fully recover from the plague, but would have diminished lung capacity the rest of her life. When questioned about the visions, she would only look bewildered and confess that she remembers nothing of the ordeal.